So this is my pitch for my film called Look Up for the Night. Basically what happens is that we see your stereotypical middle class family, which one of the main characters, like protagonist, is a doctor. He takes his family into a new suburb, into a kind of a closed gated community in Chicago, Illinois. So when they buy this neighborhood, they didn't realize that there's a lot of a deeper meaning behind it, because it has a facade, that it looks, inviting to like people that can afford it, but then there's a much darker reality of what happens, which will be explored in further episodes. So this is like an example of what happens in the first kind of episode, that the protagonist wakes up during the night to hearing sounds in the downstairs kitchen, which then he finds out and know, which kind of is almost a threat, and then he kind of gets more scared of why they've been threatened by this supposedly nice neighborhood. So this will probably be like towards the end of season 1. So the main character called Andrew and his wife, the only way for them to protect their kids and all that is by joining a so-called mob, which allows them a full-on security for the children, i.e. private schools and anything else. Because the main part of this film is being secure at night time, as this kind of stages happen every night where there's illumination rounds going on, which you have to prepare and not be killed in a sense, as it will show you how your wealth is and that you can protect your family. So my unique selling point is that most of the films in this kind of genre show the family is staying in kind of one piece, they're always together, but I'm going to have quite a lot of plot twists, i.e. there's kind of the eldest child is kind of be going into that mob aspect, and he's going to be kind of going away from the family, starting a more criminal life. So the length of the work, I'm planning to do 6 or 7 episodes, which each episode will run at least half an hour, and will try to illustrate as much tension and suspension that I can in each episode. So my target audience is 16 to 34-year-olds primarily, but even I know this will be mainly suited for the younger audience, as there are more like suspension and kind of aspects, but also for the older kind of age, they'll be able to relate. If they have a family, they'll be able to relate that they need to, second things that need to protect the family. And my similar products are The Purge, which kind of is illustrated in my kind of several overnight illumination rounds. Even though we have a tight budget, I think it's doable because I mainly focus on the neighbourhood, which I can easily do here, and even though there are some shots of Chicago, I can always do that with a green screen, because they're not we don't actually see them going into town or downtown, so it'll be much more easier to focus. Marketing, I obviously primarily would want to do BBC website and then the BBC iPlayer, as that's where my target audience would be coming from, as well as some production of posters and advertising, which will be posted all around around town, making sure that everyone kind of like sees and hears about this film. By doing research, I gathered data that I'd be sending kind of advertisements for this film to specific people that are interested in this genre, rather than sending it to everyone that may not be interested.
Okay, right. So I'll start with a little bit of feedback, and then I'll ask some questions. So the first thing I would say is that it's quite hard to read the text. So I think maybe you need to have a shuffle around to make the text easier to read, and probably less of it.
Yeah.
So instead of having it on there, have it on your notes. So you know what you're saying, but then just kind of give us the key points on the PowerPoint. Otherwise, I find it quite hard to read it. It's an interesting idea. Why is it set in Chicago?
I kind of think that because the Purge is kind of American, so I went with, you don't really associate Chicago with kind of criminal backgrounds or something like that, so kind of just.
Well, you do actually. You do.
Well, you don't really associate middle class people with criminal backgrounds as much. So.
Okay. Don't you feel that it would be more relevant to British audiences if it was set in Britain?
Yeah, we can always have either the family that does move in or some of the neighbours being British, so I can always get that, British humour in, so the British audience could understand.
Okay. And you're talking about it being a gated community. But it's not clear to me exactly what. So is this thing that's going on with kind of, you were talking about elimination, so people are being eliminated. Is that something that's happening across the entire country, or is it just happening in that community, or how does it work?
No, it's just that community is like a lot more darker sense, like psychological meanings. Basically, it's the wealthier are trying to get rid of the people who can't afford protection to their family, and that's kind of a way that they thought they would do that.
Okay. Are you trying to make a point about something? Is there a message? What's the message? Are you criticising something?
Not specific. I'm just saying that middle class people try to they're always at war with each other, like saying who's got better protection, who's got better products or something.
So you kind of are criticising. You're criticising the behaviour of middle to upper class people, the kind of people that would live in gated societies. Okay, and in terms of demographic, who are you aiming this at? I know you mentioned age ranges and things, but what about socially? What kind of group are you aiming this at?
Mainly obviously working class people, just because they can see the comparison between their lives and then how middle class people live, and then how they protect themselves or the daily life aspects. But it would also include middle class, teenagers or people of the target audience, seeing if their family would be like that or something like that.
So you're saying it's mainly about surveillance? Yeah. Okay. This is a low budget drama, so won't trying to shoot in America or even trying to mock up America, because I'm still not completely sold on the idea of it being set in America, but won't that have a big impact on the budget?
I mean, the biggest part would be mirroring 100% of what Chicago would look like, but that could be easily done by a green screen, because I only have a few shots, or planning to do a few shots of the actual downtown area, whilst the main focus is on the gated community, which can easily be done over here.
And did you say that the central protagonist was a
Middle class, wealthy doctor.
parent?
Yeah.
Are you planning on having strong characters who are younger because you're saying that it's aimed at I don't know what your age range was, 16 to 30?
16 to 30.
So are you planning on having stronger characters that are younger?
Kind of in a sense, because I want to explore the children of the main protagonist, kind of going away from the family unit and enjoying this life of having loads of money by being in a mob and stuff like that.
Okay, what kind of age rating would it be? Sort of ballpark BBFC age rating.
15, because we don't actually see that much gory or anything violent in there. So.
Okay, has anyone got any questions?
I have 2 questions. The first one was, my favourite thing that you said was like, this would be like the last episode of the first season because it shows that you have like the initiative to continue and do more. So do you have any particular ideas for the second season or like further?
I think if I did do the second season, it would change things completely.
What, like American Horror Stories?
Yeah. Because I've kind of planned it that the family it ends on a cliffhanger,